Welcome back to Market Secrets Investment Series on taxation. In this episode, we are going to talk about taxation of sovereign gold bonds or SGBs. So, how SGBs are taxed? That's a topic for discussion today. Before we get into today's session, I'd like to mention that Market Secrets had recently launched ATP program, that is Algo Traders Program. So, if you are someone who is interested in learning end-to-end algo trading, check out our ATP program details. I'll leave the link to it in the description section of this video. So with that note, let's jump into today's session on taxation of SGBs. Since this episode is based on taxation, I'm not going to go into the details of SGB or where you can purchase it or how you can purchase it or how to decide which particular tranche is beneficial. I'm not going to go into all those details. Let's directly jump into the taxation part. So there are two types of income that you will get from SGBs. One is interest payment year on year, and the second one is capital gains. So let's talk about capital gains first. What is it? Capital gains is very simple. Okay, so you're buying SGB today. Okay, so for example, you are buying SGB today and you're selling it after 1 year. So the difference between the buying price and selling price is nothing but your capital gain. So if you're buying for 5,000 rupees and selling it for 6,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees is your capital gains. So now let's try to understand how this capital gains part of SGB is taxed. Okay, because the duration of SGB is at the max 8 years and you can even sell it in between. So in that case is right. So if you have any capital gains, how it would be taxed. Okay, so first thing, right, if you are holding SGB for less than 3 years, for example, you are buying during the issue and you're selling it after 1 or 2 years, right, in that case your capital gains will be taxed under STGCG, that is short term capital gains, and you need to pay the taxes at your slab rate. Okay, if you are in 30% bracket, right, you need to pay 30% tax on your capital gains as well. So that is how it works. And likewise, right, if you are holding it for more than 3 years but less than 8 years, in that case, how is it taxed? So in that case, your taxation will be based on long-term capital gains, and you have two options here. The first option is you can pay a 20% with indexation benefit, or you can pay long-term capital gains at 10% without indexation benefit. So it's up to you to choose. You can either pay 10% without indexation or 20% with indexation. Okay, so we will talk about this indexation and how to avail it in a different episode. But for now, you understand you have two options. If you are holding SGB for 3 years, that is beyond 3 years and less than 8 years. So in that case, you have two options and you can choose which one is best for you. So that is LTCG at 20% with indexation or 10% without indexation. Okay, so that's for 3 to 8 years. And the last thing is if you hold till maturity, that is if you hold for the complete 8-year period, right, that is till maturity. If you are holding any bond till maturity, in that case your capital gains is completely free. You don't have to pay any taxes on the capital gains. So this is how the taxation of capital gains for SGB works. So there are three different categories here. So based on the which category you fall into, you can calculate your taxes and pay accordingly. Now the second part, which is interest payment. So every 6 months for SGBs, whatever you're holding, right, you will get 2.5% as interest payment. Okay, so that is being provided directly into your account. If it's an older bond, it will be around 2.75%, and it's actually split into two, and you'll be paid every 6 months. Okay, so for the current bonds, right, it's 2.5% and 1.25% will be paid every 6 months. That is how it is. Okay, the interest payment I'm saying. So how this interest payment is taxed? It's very simple, any interest that you receive for these SGBs, right, that will be taxed at your slab rate. So if you fall under 5% bracket, you'll have to pay 5% as tax. If you fall under 20 or 30%, you'll have to pay 20 or 30% as tax. It's straightforward. Okay. So now I get a lot of questions from the viewers that how SGBs are taxed when we buy it from secondary market. I mean, if RBI is issuing it, if I buy from RBI, right, then it's straightforward, right? I mean, if you apply for any new tranche and if you get it, right, this taxation is straightforward. But if I buy it from the secondary market, I mean, if I buy any old issue through secondary market, right? So how SGBs are taxed? So this is one of the common questions I get. So let's address that as well. So if you are buying SGBs from the secondary market, when it comes to taxation of capital gains, if it is less than 3 years, it's STCG. And if you're holding for 3 to 8 years, then again LTCG at 20% with indexation or 10% without indexation. And if you are holding till maturity, then capital gains is tax free. So you need to understand that the taxation is exactly same as how we buy from the RBA directly. Okay, so there is no difference here. So if you are buying any SGB from the secondary market, and if you hold it till maturity, your capital gains will still continue to be tax free. And the same for the interest payment. If you are buying from secondary market as well, you'll have to pay tax at a slab rate for the interest payment part of SGB. Okay, so that is straightforward. So if you have any queries or comments about taxation of SGBs, let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer it. Also hit the like button if you have liked this video and share it with your friends if you find it useful. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video or conduct a live session. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.